Are you ready for the World Cup? We certainly are. In this upload, I'm going to be sharing with you 4 early match picks. We're going to have 3 group winning bets and the tournament winner. Now, we got the last one right. We had a fantastic World Cup in 2022. Massive betting turnover for us. This is serious stuff. Now, if you want to get more bets from us, you can get it on our newsletter, on our website, and also we're going to be doing more on this channel throughout the World Cups. I'm Tony from Betting-Analyst, a full-time professional gambler. Let's crack on. So let's kick it off with the match between Canada and Bosnia. So Canada, one of the hosting nations, didn't have to qualify for this competition, so they've been relying on friendly matches to get themselves prepared. Actually coming to this on the back of being unbeaten in 8. But here's the thing, they did draw 5 of those matches, and 4 of them were to Ireland, Tunisia, Iceland and Ecuador, so no big teams there. Now Jesse March does have some decent players in the squad. He's got Jonathan David from Juventus, Ismail Kone from Sassuolo, and probably one of the better known players, Alphonso Davies from Bayern Munich. However, he could be injured for the first game. We don't know about the status of whether he's going to be ready for that first match. If not, he should be ready for the second match, but he has been carrying an injury, right? So yeah, that's something to bear in mind. Now, despite the quality of those players, the squad doesn't have much more depth, to be fair, and we do think they're up against it in the first match. Now, Bosnia, they've gone through a bit of transitioning, even though Edin Dzeko, 40 years old, is still leading the team. So that's one thing to bear in mind. We do have to say, though, that Bosnia, they come into this on the back of being unbeaten in their last 8 matches. Now, they did qualify for this by beating Italy in that playout, so there's plenty to look forward to. They do have a lot of good young players coming up in the squad, and Sergei Barbares, the coach, is going to have to get the best out of them. But all in all, we do know that they're well organised. We don't see them going very deep into this competition, but we do see them being a bit of an handful for a Canadian team that's probably being overrated, right? So we're going to be betting at Bosnia, and the surprising thing is we can get the double chance in this match, odds of 2.14. That's a fantastic bet. 2.14 Bosnia double chance. The second pick we're sharing is on the match between the USA and Paraguay. Mauricio Pochettino is in charge of the USA, so he's going to be hoping to get the most out of his group of players. But we do see that this isn't the strongest squad. They do have some decent players in the likes of Christian Pulisic from AC Milan, Folarin Balogun from Monaco, Weston McKenzie from Juventus, and you could even go down to saying Malek Tillman from Leverkusen is also interesting. But other than that, a lot of them are sort of homegrown players, you know, playing in the local league, and we don't see them as necessarily being a strong tournament team. In fact, they come into this having lost 3 of the last 4 friendly matches, and one of those was a 5-2 defeat by Belgium. Showed a lot of leaks in defence that day. Pochettino's got a lot of work to do there, and yeah, they're going to be there for the taking. As far as their opponent goes, Paraguay, they're one of the oldest squads in this competition, in fact averaging out at about 29.1 years old, but with age comes experience. Now, they did beat Nicaragua 4-0 in a recent friendly, and they've actually won 3 of the last 4 friendlies. We should also mention that they beat Argentina 2-1 during the qualification process, and they only lost 1 of the last 12 during that stage. They've got Diego Gomez from Brighton, Julio Enciso from Strasbourg, 2 very interesting players who know how to compete, and with this coach Gustavo Alfaro, we expect them to be well set up. We're going to be taking Paraguay in this game in the double chance market. We're getting odds of 1.96. That match is on Saturday morning. That's our bet for us, 1.96. Let's move on to Sunday's match between the Netherlands and Japan. This is one of the most interesting bets in the early part of the tournament for us. The Dutch coach Ronald Koeman has got some very strong players. He's actually got a big representation representative from the English Premier League. He's got 3 Liverpool players in Cody Napco, Ryan Gravenberch and Virgil van Dijk, the skipper. He's also got City players Nathan Ake and Reinders, and other players from the likes of Brighton, Spurs and a lot of Premier League teams. Now we've got to say though that the Netherlands, they do tend to disappoint when it comes to the big competitions. They lost a recent friendly match also to Algeria, so that doesn't necessarily augur well for what's ahead. While they play some really fantastic football, they've always lacked something. Now Japan, they qualified really easy. They've recently beaten England in a friendly, they've beaten Brazil in a friendly, they didn't concede a single goal in their last 5 matches. Great counter punchers, love getting that ball into the box and slotting it into the back of the net. We should also point out that Japan, they don't need a great amount of possession to actually win matches. That 1-0 against England was with just 30% possession, and like we mentioned, when it comes to punching on the counter-attack, that is their game. I'll be really shocked if Japan don't get something from this game. You can bet them in the double chance market at 1.90. We certainly have done that because that's where you get most of the money down, but I've also done a side bet for them to win this match straight up. Odds of 4, that's also decent, but the recommendation, double chance plus 0.5 at 1.90. Let me quickly go through the 4th match pick, and that's going to be on the match between Australia and Turkey. Now, Australia, they did qualify in fair fashion, so, we can't make any negative comments about them there, but they did lose a recent friendly match to Mexico. Like I often say, friendlies can be taken with a pinch of salt, but what we did see is that Tony Popovic has got a lot of work to do if he wants to compete at this level. Now, they're not going to lack for trying, that's for sure, and they do have a couple of decent players like in Jordan Boss from Feyenoord, but other than that, a lot of them come from the lower leagues. And if you look at it from a squad perspective, they are one of the weaker teams in this tournament. Now, they're playing a Turkey team that are full of a natural talent. In fact, they've got 20 and 21-year-olds that are really at the top of their game. Just think about this. You've got Arda Güler for Real Madrid. You've got Kenan Yildiz for Juventus. And what about Can Uzan, who plays for Frankfurt? So they've got 3 really talented youngsters. So even though they lack experience, we think that's actually a good thing for Vincenzo Montella. Go back to the qualification. Drew 2-2 with Spain. They also went on then to beat Kosovo and Romania in the promotion group to actually qualify for this tournament. So even though they do lose their head, and I won't want necessarily a massive bet on them, they do have a lot more quality than Australia. While there's a slight distrust for the way Turkey tend to play on the big stage, we're going to be happy to take the 1.75. Probably not with the biggest bet, but with something in the medium range. So let me move over to the 3 group bets that we're going to be sharing. First of all, in Group D, we're going to be taking Switzerland to win that group, odds of 1.80. So the news for Switzerland is Embolo has got his visa, he is allowed to travel, very important player for the Swiss team, even though we've got to say that the Swiss are more of a unit. They've got Xhaka there as the captain. He will be playing probably 70 minutes per game. He's not the youngest anymore, but they do have plenty of players that can actually fill in, and we do see them taking care of the likes of Canada, Bosnia and Qatar. Like mentioned in our match preview, we're expecting Bosnia to get something from Canada. So, Canada, even though they're the host nation, even though they've got some talented players there, we do see them as being very underpriced. Bosnia probably fairly priced, but Switzerland are a must bet in this one. 4-2-0 in qualifying stand out as a real strong bet. And in Group F, one of our strongest bets of the tournament, talk about putting too many eggs in one basket, but we're going to be betting Japan to win that group. Odds of 3.60. We've already gone through most of the stuff in the match preview against the Netherlands. The Netherlands obviously got a very flamboyant team, but we do see them as being under the real odds and of no value whatsoever. Love this Japanese squad, got a really nice balance to it, and we just simply trust them more than we trust the Netherlands. So big bet for us, 3.60 Japan to win Group F. So let's turn our attention to Group K. So this concerns Portugal, Colombia, Congo and Uzbekistan. Obviously, we don't see Uzbekistan having much of a chance. They did qualify, and that was their big win. Can't see them doing very much in a group of this status. Congo will give it their best shot. They've got some decent players. They will stand up there. They will punish the opponent, but we don't see them as having any type of a realistic chance of upsetting the main two. Now, a lot of you obviously are going to be going for Portugal, and no surprise in that, is there? When you see the players, you've got Vitinha, you've got Nuno Mendes, you've got Juan Neves, all from PSG. You've got Pedro Neto from Chelsea, Ruben Dias from Manchester City, plus a lot more. However, despite all those quality players, we're going to be betting Colombia to get the better of them. And the reason for this is quite simple. We don't trust Portugal when it comes to the business end. If you look, they're relatively low scoring. They don't necessarily convert chances, and they could be up against it when they play Colombia, who then we would expect in turn to be the other two teams by bigger score lines. If you look at the Colombian squad, you've got Luis Diaz from Bayern, you've got Luis Suarez, you've got Daniel Munez, you've got Richard Rios, all top quality players. They will handle the conditions better than most teams at this competition, and odds of 3.20 to actually surprise Portugal in this group. That's got to be a good bet as well. So the outright winner, if we just go through them quickly: Spain, top of the betting. Obvious reason for that is fantastic in possession, win loads of matches. As far as France go, we see them as actually stronger than Spain. Now, France were past winners in 2018. They've got a quality squad, and they're definitely going to be there at the business end. We wouldn't put anybody off betting them at odds of around 6.4, but we are going to look a little bit deeper. England, third favourites. I would love it if they won, but let's be realistic. They've got to do something special. They've got to lose that monkey off the back, so to say. So I'm not going to be touching upon England. I think Portugal are one of the teams that I will definitely want to lay in this World Cup. Don't trust them at all. I think they're going to be very beatable. Brazil, again, they're going to go out at some stage. They always mess up one game. So even if they do play some flamboyant football, really exciting, really great to watch, you can't see them necessarily taking anything out of this tournament. Germany, a definite no. Netherlands, a definite no. And then I've got to say, as far as Norway go, WTF, what the fuck, 36, they should be 360. Got no chance whatsoever, relying on one player, and he wasn't performing particularly well at the end of the season. I'll be shocked if Norway win this. And as far as Belgium go, they couldn't win it during their heyday, so why should they be winning it now? They've got a weaker squad now than then. Colombia, no, not really. But Japan, 60, could be there at the business end, could be a bit of a shock. Now, as for the winner, we're going to be taking our same bet as we did the last time around. So call it a loyalty bet, but we do believe strongly in the Argentina squad. In fact, we believe that they've actually got a stronger squad now than they did when winning it in 2022. Got a really easy group to go through. That should give them a good start. Argentina, pretty slow starters at these tournaments, but like we mentioned, it's an easy group. So they should have no problem, and in that sort of third game they should be able to rest players. So we're expecting Argentina with this fantastic squad that they've got to go all the way. Odds of 11, massive price, big bet for us. So that's a wrap. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter. It's a simple sign up. It's free, doesn't cost you a penny, and you're going to get a load more free betting tips from us. Also on the website, of course, you have tennis betting, we have horse racing betting, and we're going to be putting more World Cup bets up there as we go along. As far as this channel goes, I would suggest that you subscribe, and I would suggest that you do more than the free betting tips. Free betting tips are an easy way for you to follow us and to learn about the process, but the tutorials are more important if you want to become a long-term winner. Just a couple of other things that I'd like to pick up on. You're getting loads of special bets during the World Cup. Make sure that you work on taking advantage odds. Don't take anything that is lower than it should be. Betting odds, that's what it's all about. If you want to profit from sports betting, you've got to make a big focus on the maths. And the final thing I'd like to say is, if you think a team's going to be performing particularly well at this World Cup, you can also bet the second round in advance. So that's me out of here. You're through to boot camp again. See you in the next one soon. Take care. Bye bye.